I don't know if you know that Canva has a video editor, but did you know that they have now added new AI features that will help you create professional looking videos? Stay tuned and I'll show you step by step how to use Canva's video editor and how to use their new AI features. So let's get straight into it. Firstly, open up Canva and select the video design. I'm going to use the standard 1920 by 1080 pixels for HD resolution. Now, on the left, you'll see the templates where they have a wide range of pre-made videos that you can customize. Before you customize a template, it's useful to know the basics, so I'm going to start from scratch and use a blank design. If you've never used a video editor before, I'll quickly go over the editing interface. This is your preview window where you can compose your videos and add elements such as the videos, audio and text. On the left hand side, you have the media tabs where you can find all the assets that you can add to the video. I'll add a stock video from the video tab by simply clicking and dragging it onto the page. You'll now see the video thumbnail appear on the timeline at the bottom. You can add new pages or videos one after the other by clicking on the plus sign here. This play button only plays the footage on the page, so it will stop when the clip ends. The play button on the bottom, however, plays the entire video, so this includes all the videos on the timeline. The play button at the top here with the timer on it plays a preview. I mostly use the play button on the bottom of the timeline. This pointer with a line is called the playhead in most video editors, and you can use it to scrub along to different frames by clicking and dragging it across the timeline. This is useful to get to a specific frame in the video and for making cuts, which I'll show you shortly. This button allows you to zoom in on the preview window or timeline. You can toggle between the two. When it says zoom page, you can zoom into the page. When it says zoom thumbnails, you can zoom into the timeline. Now, this is useful when you have a super long timeline with lots of videos. Instead of scrolling along back and forth, you can zoom out and see the whole project. You can see a grid view of all the pages here, or the preview video in full screen by clicking these diagonal arrows. Now, to import footage into Canva, click on Uploads and select Video. Then Upload Files. Once uploaded, you can click and drag it onto the timeline or the main window. I'm just going to drag it directly onto the page here, just position it in the center. Then as you can see, if you press the play button, it will start playing. Cropping footage in Canva is easy. You just click and drag the handles on the sides of the video to make the crop smaller or larger. One quick tip, if you can't see these handles, then your video may be set as a background and it will fill the entire page. So if you right click, you can set video as background. As you can see, it takes up the whole page. Now you can't move it or crop it. To undo it, you just right click, then select detach video from background. Now you can crop it as normal and move it around. If you don't want to crop the video, you most likely will need to trim the video to the desired duration. You can do this on the timeline by clicking or dragging the sides of the video clip. An easier way is to click the scissors in the top menu. Here you can trim the video and choose the selection. To change the video speed, you need to select the video, click on playback in the top menu, then use the slider to adjust the playback speed. You'll notice the page on the timeline gets shorter because the video plays back faster. Canva now has the ability to remove video backgrounds. I have added a short video here. This is a Canva Pro feature, so you will need a subscription. So select the video, click Edit Video, then Background Remover. As you can see, it will remove the video. You can then detach the video and change the background. So I'll just detach the video from background, adjust it slightly, and then change the color to red. If we press play, we can see what that looks like. To add cuts to video in Canva, right click on the timeline and select Split Page. Now you delete it or move it to a different position. Now once you have loads of cuts on the timeline, you might want to add some nice transitions. To do this, you need to move your cursor between the gaps in the clips and you'll see two buttons appear, Add Page or Add Transitions. Once you click Add Transition, you can preview it by hovering over it. Once you select one, you can customize it using the options that appear. One of my favorite transitions that I use is the color wipe. You'll see it in a lot of my videos. I use the diagonal swipe with 4 different colors. I'll show you how to add a swoosh sound effect in a minute. To add text to the page, you can select the text tab on the left hand side and select a pre-made one. Alternatively, you can just use the keyboard shortcut T to add text. You can change the color, size and font using the toolbar at the top. If you've used Word or any other text editor, this will be familiar to you. If you click on Effects, you can apply different styles to the text, like adding a drop shadow or making it hollow. Next to Effect, we have Animate. Make sure Text Animations is selected, as this will only apply the animation to the text. If Page Animations is selected, the animation will apply to the text, the video and every other element on the page. Usually you don't want this. You want to control the animation of each one separately. If you hover over the animation, you can see a preview of what it will look like. When you first add a text, it will appear at the start of the video clip or where you have a cut. I'll show you how to change the timing of the text in a minute so you have the text appear midway through a video. This is useful if you want text titles to appear at different points on your video without having to make multiple cuts. Firstly, let me show you the new Magic Morph feature while I'm here. This is Canva's AI text transformation feature. To get to the Magic Morph app, click on Apps on the left hand sidebar, then search for Magic Morph or navigate to it. Once open, you can select an element in your design. I already have the text selected, so it's already populated in the form. Now you can describe what you want the text to look like. I'll use their own example of an inflatable reflective gold foil party balloon. That is quite a detailed prompt and a lot of words to get out. Once done, hit Magic Morph and it will generate 4 potential images. Now I'll just drag that onto a new page and make it bigger, and as you can see, it does indeed look like a gold foil party balloon. It's pretty impressive. They have other examples here. One of them is jewels. If you click on that, it would add some diamonds to the text. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to add graphics in Canva. What you want to do is click on the Elements tab on the left hand side. I'm going to search for a balloon. So I'm just going to type that into the search box. Okay, and it's got some graphics here. It also has some photos and videos. If you just want to add graphics, you can click on this filter here and it will show you all the graphics. Okay, this one looks good. It actually matches the text on the screen. So what I want to do is just drag that onto the page and you can add a graphic. Now I want this to actually animate, and perhaps we can have it floating up. So what you need to do is make sure the graphic is selected, then click Animate, and here are all the different animations you can apply to that. What you can do is if you hover over it, you'll be able to see the animation applied. I want to see one rise up. Yeah, that one pops up. Okay, so I'm going to click that and that one goes up. I'm going to slow it down because that's quite fast. As you can see, that animation is now applied. One thing to note, if you click on Page Animations, all the elements on the page will be animated with the same animations. So you can see if I hover over, the text and the balloons are animated at the same time. I just want the balloon to be animated, so click on Photo Animations and that would apply it just to the balloons. I've got baseline here, and now we've got options for both on enter, on exit. What I'm going to do is have the balloons rise up on enter. So here's the previous page without the balloons. Now when I press play, you'll be able to see the balloons pop up on this screen. So there you go, that's how to animate elements. Now let me show you how to add audio to your video. Navigate to the Uploads tab and select Audio. You can then use the Upload Files button to add your own voiceover or background song to Canva. You can then click and drag that onto the timeline. As you can see here, it appears underneath the main videos on its own separate track. You can also add your own sound effects. So again, just click and drag that onto the timeline and that will appear on a third track on the timeline. Now that you've added a whoosh sound effect, let me line this up with this transition. Firstly, let me delete the audio so you can see it better. Now, if I click and drag this, what I'll do is I'll just line this up so it's underneath the transition. And then once it's perfectly lined up, I'll trim it and then you'll have the sound effect added to the transition. I had to add a different whoosh sound, but this is what it would sound like. Okay, so now you've learned how to add audio and sound effects to your video. You're probably thinking, okay, I can see the sound effect here, I can see my voice over here, and I can see the footage, but where is the text? That's where layers come in handy. You want to see the layers, the text, and the graphics on a separate track on the timeline. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Firstly, I'm just going to add a blank page. Then I'm going to add some text and elements so that I can better demonstrate layers to you. So I'll speed up this part while I add all these parts to the page. Okay, so now we have text at the top, we have numbers, and we have a rectangle here. But you can't see them on the timeline. So what you need to do to see all the layers is click on the page, then click on position, and now if you go onto layers here, it's already selected. You can see all the layers on the timeline. Now you can see this purple box is at the bottom, which means it's the lowest layer on the timeline. So it means it's at the bottom. So if I move that at the top, you'll see it covers all the numbers. It hasn't covered my text because the text is above it. But if I moved it like that, you can now see it covers the text. If I move it down one layer, it's underneath number 3, again underneath number 2, underneath number 1, and now underneath Learn with Seb. So it's behind all the layers. So this is where you can control what appears above what on the timeline. Now you know how to control the position of the elements on the page. What happens if you want to control the timing these elements appear on the page? This is where show timing comes into effect. So what you need to do is highlight all the elements on the page, then right click, and there's a button here called show timing. Now all of these elements appear on the timeline. So what I can do is adjust that. If I click back on the timeline, okay, what I'll do is hide timing firstly. Let me show you what happens. If I press play, they all appear at the same time. Highlight all of it, right click, show timing. Now I can have one appear before 2 and before 3 by adjusting the location on the timeline. So I'm going to have one come in slightly afterwards, then I'm going to have 2 come in after that, and then 3. So I'm clicking and dragging the timing of these elements where they appear on this page specifically. And then I'm going to have Learn with Seb appear last, and the purple bar will keep that the same. Now if I click back, let's make that shorter. So you can, oh, I don't want it to disappear. Click up. Okay, there, it's adjusted the screen. So what I'm going to do is click it here. Now if I press play, see 1, 2, 3, and then Learn with Seb appears. So this is how you can have text appear on screen at different times. This controls the layers, so what appears above what. This controls the timing. Okay, next, let me show you how to create a custom animation in Canva. I showed you how to animate text and graphics. I'll show you how to animate it in any direction you want. So what I'll do is add a page. This black page is fine. I'll just search for an aeroplane in the Elements tab. Okay, this one looks good. I'll add that to the page. It's black, which is why you can't see it. Click on color, turn it white. Now you can see the plane. I'll just make it smaller, have it appear at the bottom here, and now I'm going to make the plane fly across the screen like that. Once it's selected, then click on Animate, and you'll see here create an animation. Select to that. As you can see, select and drag an element around the canvas to create your animation. So what we'll do is click and drag it across the screen like that. And there you go. We just created a custom animation. Now you can make it slower if you want. You see how wonky it was? That's because my mouse movement was wonky. So if you click on smooth, it smooths it out. Or steady, because my timing was a bit wonky as well. So there you go. I can make it steady and it flies a lot smoother. You can also add motion effects here. It rotates and makes it look like the plane is about to crash. You can have it flicker. You can have a pulsating animation, or you can have it dancing across the screen. Either way, once you're done, click on done, then press play, and you'll be able to see the animation float across the screen. Now, if you don't want to create animations for individual elements, you can let Canva do it with their new AI Magic Animate. This works for page animations only. So what I'll do is I'll select this previous page with lots of elements on it. Now, once you select Animate, you'll see this Magic Animate option appear here. Instantly apply perfectly suited animations and transitions. So I'll click that and it will work its magic. And as you can see, it applies different animations to the different elements on the screen. This is their recommended style is playful, but say I wanted it bold, it can come in, that's a bit more professional, or energetic. This basically saves you a lot of time animating all the elements on the screen. You just click on one feature and it will apply animations to everything. But there you go. Say you have a presentation and you have a long video, you've got lots of text on it. You can just click on Magic Animate, click on Professional, let it do its work, and you're done. Move on to the next project, finish this project, keep moving. Another cool feature you can utilize to speed up your content production is the bulk create tool. You will need Canva Pro for this one. Let me show you how to do it using an e-commerce site where you can make multiple product videos or product images. Firstly, we need to create a design template that you want. What I'll do is go into templates, and I've just searched for product ads templates, and this gives us a general layout of a product ad. I'm going to show you this one because it's a video, but it works just as well for social media posts as well. So what I'll do is click customize this template. So now we have a template ready to go. In order to access the bulk create tool, you need to go into apps and then search for bulk create. I'll search for bulk and it should come up. Here we go, bulk create. Now you can enter the data manually, upload a CSV file, or use more data sources. So you will need to prepare the data beforehand so that you can input it here. So I've gone ahead and created a Google Sheets document with the product name and a price and some sample products and sample prices here. I've also gone ahead and saved some images here that we can upload to our data. So now what we want to do, go back to this. So I'm going to slightly customize this template before we go ahead and bulk create. So I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to click on product name here, product name. I'm going to make it a touch smaller. So this is the product name, and then we need somewhere for the price. So now I'm gonna get rid of this. You can keep the book now, I'll keep that. What I'll do is also delete this video, and you see here we have a frame. This is where we're going to link our image. So now we have product name, price, and a photo. I'm going to click on edit data manually, and as you can see it has the a spreadsheet here. So I'll just copy and paste my spreadsheet and stick that in here. I'll also rename the column headers, so this will be product name, and this will be price. I'll also add an image. So what we need to do is add the images one by one. So this is where some of the manual part comes into it. So I've saved the images into a folder called bulk create product images. So I'm going to open that, and then I'm just going to match up the images with the product names. So here we have the product names, price, and image. Now I'm going to click done, and this is inputted here. Now what we need to do is connect elements on this page to our data fields. So I'm going to right click on product name and click connect data, and you'll see I've got product name and price here. Select product name. Again, with the price, right click, connect data, and I'm going to connect it to the price. For the image, you need to connect it to one of these frames. You can usually find them in the Elements tab. What I'll do is I'll just resize this one. Then if you right click on it, connect data, and it will only have image. So now we've connected the image, we've connected the product name, and we've connected the price. You'll see that here it's got the purple ticks. Now click continue, and it will say apply data. Then click generate 10 designs. What we'll do is create a new document, and then create the 10 designs here. So here you can see Amazon Fire TV stick, the price, and the image. Let's see page 2, it's got the image, it's got the name and price. If we scrub along, you'll be able to see all of these are created. Yes, it took a little bit of prep work, but if you're creating, say, product videos on scale and you have a CSV file or a spreadsheet, this is the easiest and fastest way to do that. Now you can add these to your social media or change them, and you can imagine all the use cases you can do with this. You can add product descriptions here, you can add different images, you can add lots of data here. Okay, the next feature I want to show you is the magic switch option. Now this is a Canva Pro feature. Essentially it lets you resize videos, translate your text, and transform it into a document. This was previously called the magic resize option. So once you select it, you can click on translate, choose a language from the drop down list or just search for it, and choose a page. I'm just going to translate the current page. So I'll click done and then translate, and it should translate this into Spanish. There you go, it's translated into Spanish. Another thing I want to show you is the transform into doc. Turn your design into a summary, a blog post, or song lyrics. Let's have a go. Let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, so you have the options here. I'll click on poem and then transform into a document. Larger designs may take a little longer. Design is the silent ambassador of your brand. Now it's copied and transformed my design into a new document. Let's see what it came up with. The journey of learning with Seb. In the realm where knowledge does gleam, learn, a whisper on the breeze, a dream, with hearts open, minds unfettered and free, under the guidance of a sage named Seb. That's actually quite hilarious. It's surprising how it came up with this just with my tagline, learn, create, grow, and my name, learn with Seb. Together we grow in wisdom and might, nurtured by knowledge in Seb's gentle light. I get a lot of comments of people saying I have a calm voice. Maybe I should set up a poem channel and just read poems on YouTube. Let me know if that's something you'd subscribe to. But there you go. If you go back to the main document again, if you click on magic switch, you can customize it with all the usual sizes here. So that's the magic switch option. Next up, let me show you Magic Design, specifically Magic Design for video. You may be familiar with their new Magic Design already, which lets you create designs and presentations using AI. You can find it by clicking on Magic Studio, then you'll see Magic Design, where you can create social media graphics from scratch. Magic Design for presentations, creating presentations. Now they have this, which is brand new, Magic Design for videos. So what you need to do is click on it and then click on Try Magic Design. This essentially lets you transform your content into short, shareable videos with built-in music in seconds. So let's give it a go. Click on Try, and then it will open up a short type video page. Here it says select at least 3 files to add to your video. Okay, so I'm going to select this one, which is AI generated, this one, and logo intro. So let me click those 3. Describe the kind of video you want. We'll use this to generate a design. Okay, so let me type in included with Canva Pro. So this is a Canva Pro feature. You'll see that there is a crown there. Then just click generate and let's see what it comes up with. Okay, you can see the timelines beginning to be populated. So, okay, let's give it a play and see what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, it's added animated text overlays. It's added a wipe transition. It's added more text with emojis on it and a call to action at the end. Okay, this last screen doesn't look too good. Obviously, you'd need to go in and resize certain pages, but it has the bulk of the work done for you. You can now go in, click on the transitions, make any changes you need, and then you're good to go. This should save you a ton of time. Okay guys, the last AI feature I want to show you today is the AI Magic Media text to video. This is an expansion of their previous text to image feature. They've now added the ability to create videos. So again, you'll find that in the Magic Studio. If you click on text to video, it'll bring up this screen and you can try it by typing in any kind of prompt. So what I'll do is I'll click try Magic Media. This screen will appear and it will have instructions about what to do. Click the video tab on the left toolbar, write alien planet concept art and click generate a video. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it with one of my own prompts, a realistic waterfall in high detail. So as you can see, it's powered by Runway ML. I've done a previous video on Runway ML. Feel free to check that out on my YouTube channel. I'm going to click generate video and that should generate a video. Okay, here's the video it's generated. If we hover over, we'll be able to see the video. So what I can do is click and drag that onto a new page. That will appear here. Let me press play. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. This is 100% generated via AI. Here is another video made with Magic Media. As you can see, it's a sports car driving along a coastal road at sunset, and it looks pretty photorealistic to me. If you want to record yourself for a YouTube video, for example, you need to click on uploads and then record yourself. Here you'll see different options. You can record just your camera and screen, or just your screen. So once you've clicked on camera and screen, you now have the option to choose a Chrome tab, the window, or the entire screen. Click on Windows and click on this one. Click on share. Now I can click camera and screen or screen. You can click record here, and then once you're done, you can click save and exit. Oh, and of course you can move this around the screen if you want. What I'm going to do is exit the studio. Now, if you want to share video templates with your team, then you can click on share in the top right hand corner, and there'll be a drop down here where you can select anyone with a link. So there's collaboration link, only you can access, or anyone with a link. So here, once you've done that, you can set the permissions: can edit, can comment, or can view. You can click can edit, then copy link. If you select can edit, anyone can change the master copy. so make sure you don't send this to random people. Now if you want to sell video templates, you need to click on more down here and then click on template link here. Anyone with the link can share this design as a template. Sign in is required, but you won't know who has made copies of the design. So you'd use this if you wanted to sell templates. For example, create a template link, post that publicly or behind a paywall, and then send them this template link. They'll then be able to create a copy of it, but they won't be able to change the master version of this. There is an option here, this link can be deleted at any time, so if you wanted to revoke this link, you can do that. So here, click on create template link, and it gives you your own link which you can post publicly and share that with people or sell it. Now once you've made your design and you're all finished, if you want to download it, just click on share, click on download, make sure MP4 is selected. You can change the quality, you can select all the pages you want. If you only wanted to download half of it, you can. Normally you just select all pages, then you just click download and you're done. There you go. If you found this video useful, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.